I'm Tom Yamas. Thanks so much for watching tonight, and always, we're here for you. Good night.
This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express.
KUAM TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6th, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
On KUAM News Primetime. Yigo's vice mayor weighs in on the cleanup process of Dildren contamination, sharing lingering concerns from residents moving forward. More coming up tonight.
3 strikes and a lifetime behind bars. Guam's justice leaders take the hot seat at UOG's Criminal Justice Capstone Forum, debating whether the island's toughest sentencing law truly keeps our community safe tonight.
The Guam Fire Department receives $155,000 in CPR devices made possible by the administration. I'm Jonagan Charfus, and coming up tonight, how the equipment is a game changer.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thanks for ending your day with us. Well, after weeks of non-detect results for Dildren and Yigo's well Y15, how does the community feel about the cleanup process? And what concerns still linger as GWA's courtesy bottled water distribution winds down? Here's more from Yigo's vice mayor. Wednesday marks the end of the Guam Waterworks Authority's bottled water distribution for customers affected by Dildren contamination in the Yigo-Santa Rosa area. The conclusion of the service follows 4 consecutive weeks of non-detect results for Dildren in Yigo's well Y15 after the installation of an interim treatment system. And while that's a promising sign, residents say they're still waiting for official confirmation that their water is safe to drink. GWA making a formal request last Friday asking the Guam Environmental Protection Agency to lift the Do Not Drink Without Treatment advisory. Yigo Vice Mayor Pedro Blas says while he appreciates GWA's progress, he believes the final decision should come with more assurances.
They're going to end their water distribution today, and yes, they provided the test results to justify that. But one of the concerns is that the notice should be lifted before we just call it quits and say, okay, everything's good. Because at the end of the day, EPA has to be involved in these proceeds, right? In this process of saying whether or not we're safe.
Blas adding he's glad the cleanup effort appears successful and looks forward to the installation of a permanent treatment system. And while many residents share that same relief, they continue to seek accountability and long-term support.
One of the biggest things that they're still worried about is that when the data came out and they found out that Dildren has been in the well since 2012, a lot of them are demanding now for, cancer screenings or any medical outreach that can relate to finding whether or not Dildren has caused certain sicknesses or can cause certain long-term sicknesses or illnesses within the community who has been consuming the water.
The Yigo mayor now calling for greater transparency moving forward, not just for Yigo residents, but for the entire island.
Hopefully moving forward, the message is given to our people sooner than what we've had to see.
KUAM reached out to Guam EPA for comment. Meantime, an oversight hearing on Dildren contamination is expected to pick back up sometime in December. Well, the House Rules Committee kicked off what's expected to be a lengthy meeting Tuesday night ahead of Wednesday's floor vote on the funding package to reopen the government. Wednesday will mark the first day the House is back in session in nearly 2 months. All of this comes as SNAP benefits for millions of Americans remain in flux.
At a Veterans Day event Tuesday, President Trump congratulated Republican leaders in Congress after the Senate finally passed a funding bill to end the government shutdown.
We're opening up our country should have never been closed.
8 members of the Democratic caucus split with the party, voting with Republicans to support the package that will fund the government through the end of January, extend funding for SNAP benefits for a full year, and reverse shutdown-related layoffs of federal workers. But the deal does not include an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits, the issue at the heart of the deadlock, sparking backlash from some Democrats.
A lot of the lawmakers involved feel that they have to be so loyal to their party, but they forget that they have to be loyal to the American people first.
The amended bill will now head to the House, where the Republican-controlled chamber is expected to vote on the measure Wednesday.
House Democrats will strongly oppose any legislation that does not decisively address the Republican health care crisis.
As the spending package moves through Congress, staffing issues, delays, and cancellations continue at airports nationwide. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says travel disruptions would have been worse if a deal had not been reached.
This Thursday and Friday, I think you would have seen mass, double, triple the number of cancellations and delays in the airspace.
Duffy says air traffic controllers could receive most of their back pay within 48 hours of the government reopening. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And as the end to the longest government shutdown appears in sight, with the Senate approving a funding package and sending it to the House, Acting Governor Josh Tenorio says he welcomes the anticipated end to the federal government shutdown. In a release Monday, Tenorio expressing relief that critical safety net programs may soon be restored, just as families prepare for the holidays. He added, quote, "If this measure passes as expected, many of our people will finally see a return to normalcy. Federal workers will receive their pay, safety net benefits will resume, and families will regain the stability they deserve." Still, Tenorio urged caution, noting that the compromise package only funds the federal government through January 30th, 2026. Some programs may receive funding for the rest of the fiscal year, while others could again face uncertainty early next year if Congress fails to reach a long-term agreement. He emphasized this is not the end of vigilance, adding, quote, "As we enter the holiday season, I want our people to feel hope. Guam's strength is our unity, and together we will continue to protect each other, no matter what challenges come from Washington." And there's good news tonight for Guam's Manamku. The island's senior citizen centers will remain open. The Department of Public Health and Social Services has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Guam's seniors and announced that it has secured funding to sustain all senior center programs across the island. In a statement, DPHSS said it has made funding available to the Mayor's Council of Guam to cover the first quarter of fiscal year 2026, ensuring no interruption in services while both agencies finalize their memorandum of understanding. The department says the late funding concerns arose after an additional budget request was submitted post-implementation, but emphasized its swift action to secure the necessary funds to keep operations running. DPHSS says it remains, quote, "steadfast in its partnership with the Mayor's Council and values the essential role that senior centers play in the health and well-being of our Manamku." All senior centers will continue welcoming Guam's elders as usual, with Public Health and MCOG working together to finalize long-term funding. A 2021 murder case is now expected to go to trial sometime next year. On Monday, Judge Maria Senzon held a lengthy status hearing in the Superior Court of Guam for Nicholas Moore. Again, Moore is facing murder and aggravated murder charges in the October 2020 death of Michael Castro. The hearing focused on the availability of Moore's lead attorney, David Lujan, who has been off-island receiving medical care. His co-counsel, Michael Phillips, told the court they'll know more about Lujan's condition and readiness once he returns in about a week and a half. Although Judge Senzon pushed to have the trial start before the end of the year, several issues, including evidence access, juror holiday schedules, and counsel availability led her to vacate the jury selection that had already begun last month. A new jury selection and trial date are expected to be set at a follow-up hearing in the coming weeks. And in other news, earlier this week, KUAM spoke with the criminal justice students from UOG ahead of their capstone project, a forum to discuss Guam's 3 strikes law, which mandates life imprisonment without parole for anyone convicted of 3 felony offenses. And today, legal professionals and law enforcement leaders finally weighed in. The law is designed to deter repeat offenders of major felonies, but many raise concerns about proportional sentencing, prison overcrowding, and the possibility of second chances. Guam Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says there must be a balance between accountability and rehabilitation.
When we're dealing with violent felony criminal offenders, yes, they need to be confined. Yes, they need to be incarcerated. And yes, if they need to, then they need to spend the rest of their life in jail.
But with recent violent cases in Tumon and Tumaning linked to repeat offenders already facing drug charges, Attorney General Douglas Moylan questioned the effectiveness of rehabilitation programs. Senator Therese Terlahi says she supports the law, while also stressing the importance of prevention, ensuring social workers' education and job training are in place to keep people from turning to crime.
It's very harsh, but these are violent felonies. They're listed as aggravated murder, murder and manslaughter, aggravated assault, kidnapping, criminal sexual conduct in the first and second degree.
Public Defender Stephen Hattori urged compassion, pointing out that some offenders were once victims themselves, and asked whether society has an obligation to help them before they hurt others. As Guam continues to confront crime and reoffense, the debate over 3 strikes may come down to a single question. What does justice look like in a community striving for both safety and redemption? Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at your Island Pizza Hut.
Every day, there's something new to discover. Fresh styles, fresh finds, and fresh ways to make your home and family shine. So what's new at Kmart Guam? Ready to assemble furniture, stylish, affordable, and ready to take home today. Dream big with our new selection of mattresses, comfort you can count on. Upgrade your home with the latest appliances, arriving now. Step out in style with new arrivals in men's and women's fashion. Fresh looks for every season. What's new? Everything. And it's all waiting for you only at Kmart Guam.
Welcome back to Primetime. The Guam Fire Department is taking emergency response to the next level. 10 new high-tech chest compression devices are now deployed across the island, equipping firefighters with the power to save more lives when every second counts. Jonah Ginchafaris has more.
The Guam Fire Department has acquired 10 state-of-the-art Stryker Lucas chest compression systems, along with 24 backup batteries valued at over $150,000. Public Information Officer Captain Nick Garrido.
A Lucas machine costs approximately $13,000, and each battery is a little bit over $500 per battery.
These mechanical devices perform automated chest compressions for patients in cardiac arrest, delivering precise, uninterrupted CPR, even during transport or extended rescue operations. Fire Chief Darren Burrier says it's a game changer for first responders.
We do have some in operation with our paramedic unit, and since we've had them in operation over the past couple of years, we have seen a significant increase in what we call ROSC, which is return of spontaneous circulation, to where we've seen elevated levels of being able to bring people back from cardiac arrest and stand a better chance of recovery in the hospital and then returning home to their loved ones. So it becomes a very valuable tool for us to be able to save lives out there.
The new equipment was made possible through funding support from Governor Lulian Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, who say investing in firefighters means investing in the people of Guam. The addition of the Lucas systems marks a major step in modernizing GFD's emergency medical response, strengthening the island's ability to deliver high-quality care when it matters most. Captain Wayne Matanani.
We turn it on. Basically, we just attach it to the patient, and it's as simple as pressing play. There you go. It'll give consistent and effective compressions for as long as the batteries are charged, obviously. And yeah, and then it allows us to do everything else we need to do to give life-saving intervention like drugs and things like that.
The Guam Fire Department thanks the administration and partners for helping advance its life-saving mission, one heartbeat at a time. Jonagan Charfres, KUAM News.
Sina Lourdes Mamalu Toves Manglotnia is keeping tradition alive in her debut book, Tinanam Amat Siha, Plants Used in Traditional Chamorro Healing. Mitsuki Hirayama has more on how Manglotnia's grandmother played a role in her becoming a Zoamti and why she's hoping to pass on what she's learned. Before Sina Lourdes Toves Manglotnia became a respected Zoamti, or traditional Chamorro healer, she recalls helping her grandmother in the garden when she was a young child.
Every morning, she called me to come out and help her with the medicine. So I helped my grandma when I was 2 years old. I helped my grandma water the medicine.
To this day, she remembers the song her grandmother would sing to each plant and the precious lessons imparted.
I was asking my grandma, why you're talking with the plant? The plant don't have mouth. But my grandma was telling me that you have to talk to the plant because the plant don't have mouth. But you have to have a good relationship with the plant, because if you're not have a good relationship with the plant will not give you a good leaf.
By 9 years old, she was starting to make amat, or indigenous herbal remedies, through her grandmother's guidance.
I'm making for pounding, for boil, for to squeeze the leaf, the different process and the different kinds of medicine.
Just like how her matriarch did, Manglotnia is hoping to keep the tradition alive by passing down more than 7 decades of her life's work compiled in her new book, published by the University of Guam. Tinanam Amat Siha, Plants Used in Traditional Chamorro Healing, profiles over 70 plants that Manglotnia uses in her healing practice.
People have to learn what the plant is and what are the plant that they are using for what kind of illness that they do. And it's very important that they have to learn about the plant, because you're making medicines, because especially some plants are poison, and you have to know what are the plants that they use because it's poison. That's very important that you have to learn about that one.
As an educator teaching basic indigenous healthcare at the University of Guam, it's fitting that her debut book should be an educational text. It includes detailed photography, simple plant descriptions, and space for notes.
I made this book because for 3 years that I'm teaching, I find out that it's very important that I have to teach like this. And it's very easy for the apprentices to learn.
The book will launch at the Guam Museum at 11:30 this Saturday with a book signing and Meet the Author event. A free Heritage Ideas, Traditions, and Arts talk and presentation will begin at 1 p.m. where attendees can learn more about amat.
I encourage all the people that they can make it to the conference and book launch, because on that day I have prepared the 200 bottles of medicine to give away for people coming. Especially I have food from my island of Rhoda that I prepare, and that food is very big different for the food from here. So I will see you Saturday. Come and be with me so we can enjoy our inheritance from our ancestors. And this is our culture too.
To pre-order your copy of Tinanam Ahmed Siha, just visit uogpress.com. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And our community came together in a display of Hafiday love and support. And it was all to celebrate, to remember, and to honor the fight Guam's battle against cancer in the Relay for Life. With the disease having touched so many island families, the annual event is a fundraiser and a show of unity for our help for anyone that has gone through a cancer journey in any form. Multiple generations of island residents from every village joined together and walked laps around the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. Family members, co-workers, group members, neighbors, and total strangers alike to demonstrate our spirit against the disease. We also took pause at the moving luminaria display to honor and remember those no longer with us. We honored our survivors, pledged our support to those currently battling the disease, and showed our respect to those we've lost. Thank you again to everyone for participating in such an important event for our island. Out on the road Monday, the Salvation Army Guam team took their mission of service south. Major Eric Tamale, staff, and board member Senator Chris Barnett made stops in Santa Rita, Hagat, Umatic, and Malesu, delivering 200 food bags and 100 packs of toilet paper to each village mayor's office. The donations will help provide for families facing hard times just in time for the holiday season. The Salvation Army says it's a small way to show big love, reaching communities that too often go without. Another reminder that when we give together, no village is left behind. And you still have time to take part in the KUAM Care Force Giving Tuesday project. To help those going through rough times lately, the KUAM Care Force will be at Kmart every Tuesday in November from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., collecting your donations from non-perishable food items, baby items, toys, and more to help our less fortunate. It's all part of preparing for Giving Tuesday on December 2nd, so swing by on Tuesday and help us be there for our neighbors in need. We'll be at Kmart again every Tuesday, with the goal to help all 19 villages. The smiles you will see on the faces, rest assured your generosity is going to make a difference. And if you stop by KUAM's R&B Brunch 3 on November 29 at 3 Squares from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., if you donate a brand new toy or non-perishable food item, you will receive a special holiday ornament.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view of a sunny beach day behind Dusit Beach Resort.
Keep the smile on your face, the moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me, you can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Tangy pickles, slivered onions, tender pork covered in our delicious barbecue sauce, and topped on a home-style bun. Behold, the McRib. It's not just a sandwich, it's an experience altogether. The McRib returns. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
GU Self-Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, appliance hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self-Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here. All high schoolers, your kind attention, please, because if you go to public school, private school, Dodea, all the Guam High, all my Panthers out there, I love your school colors, by the way. Panthers are awesome. And if you're homeschool, Teen Expo is for you and by you, and it's happening at the Aganisha Center. We got a car show, we got cultural dancers, we have a spirit competition where you can win your school some really cool prizes if you show off your school colors and just how awesome your mascots are and how amazing your school and all its programs are. Make sure to check it out. Absolutely free for kids. And if you scan the QR code and you register, you get service learning hours. Hello. Why would you not want to do this? It's all about you guys, and your generation is awesome, all right? Also, equally awesome is Inafamalik, our spirit as Guamanians, and it means we take care of each other. And this mediation training session that our friends at the Inafamalik organization that bears that name are having is equally amazing. This is a skill, I keep saying, everybody, regardless of what sector you're in, public, private, federal, any industry, right? Nonprofit, government, private entity, having mediation training is a very, very important skill to have. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to avail of that. And then the Hope Camp is coming up, because if you want to take your game to the next level, learn how to be physically fit, mentally strong, and practice good sportsmanship, all right? Coach John Diaz and Coach Chad Ike are coming back, and November 28th through 30th, they are hosting this camp from Game Times Youth Football Camp, all right? Boys and girls. Because the girls can bring it too. Some of the most amazing athletes that I have had the pleasure of interviewing are females. And make sure to check out the Hope Camp, because Coach John and Coach Chad are going to teach you how to be their very best. Awesome. Equally awesome are birthday shout-outs. Happy birthday number 5 to the sweetest granddaughter, Kavya. This is coming to you from the Cruz and Diaz families, who say, Kavya, we are so proud of your accomplishments, making it to the principal's list as a kindergartner. Congratulations, that is awesome. And have a wonderful, wonderful birthday, and keep shooting for the stars. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
And that's your Primetime Show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
Half a day. This is the Hub, Movember to Remember. I'm Jonathan Charfris. In this month's episode, Team KUAM wanted to focus on men's health, as it isn't talked about enough. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll talk with men who share their stories of battling and surviving cancer, the importance of men's mental health, and one doctor provides insight and encourages men to take care of their well-being. It was back in 2019 when I met Ray Bong Mendoza, and we've kept in touch ever since. Imagine my shock that when back in December of last year, he was diagnosed with stage 3 adenocarcinoma. He shares his story. In December of last year, 37-year-old Ray Bong Mendoza was in the Philippines for a checkup after experiencing some symptoms.
The first checkup that we did was a colonoscopy, and I was talking to the doctor. We were going over the colonoscopy results, and that's when she broke the news to me that it was adenocarcinoma. It was a cancer.
Stage 3. Mendoza saying it was the worst news ever.
I felt like a dark cloud just hover over me, and she was telling me that I needed to have surgery to get a tumor removed, and she was recommending a surgeon to me.
The next steps, he admits, was a bit of a blur to him.
I just remember during that time I was just like so silent, and I was actually tearing up. It's difficult to process, you know, like we always hear of other people getting cancer, whether it be our, you know, God forbid, our friends, our family members, people we know, people we don't know. But it's like, it's so difficult to process when it's happening to you, when a doctor is looking across from you or looking into your eyes saying that it's cancer and, you know, we need to do something.
He recalls his whole life flashing before his eyes.
Like all the decisions I've made with my poor eating habits, my poor drinking habits, my gluttonous, undisciplined lifestyle, it's just like everything was just flashing before my eyes. Like, what happened? What could I have done to avoid this? And it was just a hard pill to swallow. You know, I'm a teacher, right? So I reference it like, it's like getting a bad grade times 100,000. So yeah, it was really difficult to process at first. It takes some time, a lot of prayer, and that was my initial reaction. Life flashed before my eyes. I was silent. I thought about my wife. I thought about my son, and just looked to the Lord and asked Him for what I should do.
It was after a visit to the hospital when Mendoza knew he was going to fight and he was ready to fight.
When everyone went to bed, of course I couldn't sleep, and I brought my microphone with me and I connected my phone. I just wanted to, you know, I just wanted to express, like I just wanted to talk or to write or something, and I chose not to journal. I decided to do like a video vlog. I haven't released it, but it's one of the things that helped me process. And in that video, as I was talking, you know, I'm a jiu-jitsu player, and at the end of the video, I remember I decided that I'm going to tap cancer out. Like, I'm going to fight it. I have a 5-year-old son. I have a wife now, and I decided I was going to fight it. You know, I've always been fighting for my health, and I felt like it was nothing new, and it's just a bigger challenge to take upon.
In regards to a prospective shift, how has his experience with cancer changed the way he views his health and the lifestyle changes he had to make?
Eating habits, I incorporate a lot of fasting. I don't eat as much as nowhere near as much as I used to. I'm avoiding a lot of processed foods and sugar, and just trying to really build my immune system and let it do its job, because cancer is an indicator that the way that I was living my life is killing me. So I had to make some changes. Eating habits, getting more sunlight, getting a lot more fresh air, gratitude, less stress. I don't overcommit to a lot of things anymore. I feel like that was one of the things that I was struggling with. I can't say no to a lot of people, so I always want to help. I always want to serve. I always want to do this and that. But when I got hit with the diagnosis, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm serving everyone but my wife and my son.
Mendoza's main focus is to be a husband, dad, and then everything will follow after that. Believe it or not, he says cancer made him realize that more than ever.
Nowadays, like, I'm truly grateful for the gift of life. It sounds cliche, right? We hear that tomorrow's never promised, life is finite, and man, when I was diagnosed, the first 3-4 months, it was really a roller coaster of emotion, and I had some really sad moments where I would think, like, what's gonna happen when I go? You know, my son's only 5. I just got engaged not too long ago. What's gonna happen to them if I'm gone? Am I gonna make it to my next birthday?
Today, Mendoza and his beautiful wife, Rowena, are now expecting their second child early next year. And as lifestyle changes and his courage to fight, he is now stage 2. Almost a year later,
here I am today, and I'm a lot healthier, and I'm just a lot more grateful. I'm a lot more grateful for things. I really appreciate the time I have with my son and my family. I feel like I gained a really good perspective in what's important in my life, my faith, my family.
And for any man watching, Mendoza says he can totally relate to men who are scared to get checked.
I was experiencing symptoms for months before I decided to get checked. I didn't want to get checked. It's almost like one of those things that you wish will go away, but it didn't go away. So I ended up getting checked, which is of course the right thing to do, and the best thing to do is because it's better to know. It's better to know what we're dealing with, and you know, early detection is good, but I think prevention is even better.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah, we just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
As we recognize Movember, a month dedicated to men's health, including prostate and testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention, I couldn't help but think of my Papa Bill. He's one of the strongest men I know. Tonight, I'm sitting down with him to discuss his journey and his heartfelt message to other men, filled with love and urgency this Movember. For as long as I can remember, my Papa, Bill Paulino, has been the strongest, most unbreakable man I know. Someone who could withstand anything. And in 2018, even a prostate cancer diagnosis couldn't change that.
I said, wait a second, doctor, there must be something that is actually definitely wrong with me. And then he sat down and he looked at, my records again. And there was something that he said, you know what? I can see that there was nothing done in regards to the PSA. PSA is an examination to determine the numbers, whether you really, it calls for some kind of examination. And definitely my numbers were already very high. And so when I saw I went to the cancer center. That was the Island Cancer Center. It was already malignant. And I was told that, definitely I have cancer and it's already malignant.
The diagnosis shook our family and sent him on an intense journey through daily radiation treatments, hoping for just a few more years together. To note, data from the American Cancer Society shows prostate cancer is the most common cancer diagnosis in men in the U.S., accounting for 30% of male cancers in 2025.
That was really horrible, going through radiation treatment every day, and you just don't feel, like yourself anymore. And so, worry began to sink into my, my heart in regards to, the cancer that, was facing me. And so I, saw death.
But even as the daily treatment often left him nauseated and tired, his spirit never weakened.
But then I had to tell myself, wait a second, this is not something that I should be facing. It's something that you need to also understand, that it's something that you have to maintain as a good environment, not just outside yourself, but within your heart. And that was something that I needed to make a change.
And my papa took that to heart. He turned the waiting room at the doctor's office into a place of laughter and hope, what our family fondly called the Breakfast Club. Every day he'd sit and chat with other cancer patients, strangers at first, who soon became friends.
And I remembered sitting down with other patients, and they were all quiet. And so one day I just stood up and I said to the guys, I said, wait a second, guys, we're not ready to die. So, we got together, we had, we were barbecuing.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, and so, I developed a friendship with people there. Yeah. And I thought that was a beautiful thing, just getting together, sharing, not just the food that we were eating, but sharing that relationship, developing friendship with others made a difference.
With my Grandma Mary by his side and our family cheering him on, my papa kept going.
With a good mind, having a good relationship with people, giving yourself simply your heart, surrendering yourself to God, I know that I'm going to beat the 5 years.
And today, he's still here, still playing the piano for the St. Joseph Church Choir, still bush cutting, still living life to the fullest, 7 years strong in remission.
I see the doctor even up till now every 3 months. I want to make sure that, I'm okay. So you do not wait until you are, suffering, because then that becomes a problem. Who knows that your health issue at that point has exacerbated already. And you need to take care of things before they develop, into something like, what I was talking about malignancy.
And what could have gone undetected if not for his own advocacy, he now turns into a message of urgency and hope this November.
My piece of advice with the men out there, you know what? Go see your primary doctor and talk to your doctor and be persistent when you know that you're feeling, you have this thing within you, our innate being, that something is wrong with us, then we need to be persistent. Be stubborn about it and say, hey, wait a second, doctor. There is something wrong with me, so don't tell me that nothing is wrong, because I would have been gone, from this earth.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
As we bring awareness to men's health this November, the conversation can't happen without tackling mental health. On average, men are less likely than women to seek help for mental health issues, and that silence can sometimes lead to deadly outcomes. Here on Guam, experts say cultural expectations and stigma can make it even harder for men to open up. But one man from the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center is hoping to change that, starting with his own story.
Generations, men have been told to, quote, toughen up and hide their emotions, but that silence has come at a cost. And here on Guam, mental health experts say it's time to change that.
My name is Brandon Holm, and I am the Social Marketing and Communications Manager at Guam Behavioral Health for our Youth Suicide Prevention Grant known as the Focus on Life. So we know that men experience suicide at a disproportionately higher rate than women. That's what the data has shown us consistently over the past decade. So that's the number one reason why that we continue needed to talk about this. What we also know is that men are less likely to talk about their emotions and talk about how they're feeling, and in turn are less likely to reach out for help services. So months like this and conversations like this are very important because we just kind of start normalizing the conversation and showing that it's okay for us to talk about these things.
According to Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, depression, loneliness, and substance use remain some of the most common challenges facing men on island, but often those struggles are hidden.
There's a variety of different reasons for that. So from a young age, from when we were growing up, our families are telling us that we need to be strong and we can't show weakness, right? You hear, boys don't cry, boys will be boys, toughen up, man up. And so we're taught that silence equals strength, and that's not necessarily the case, and that's actually doing more harm than good.
And on a small island where everyone knows everyone, that silence can feel even heavier.
We live in such a small community that everyone knows everyone's family and everyone's business, and so we don't want to bring shame, or we're told not to bring shame to our family, and we can't talk about those things. So I think that plays a key role in why men don't open up and talk about their mental health.
But Holmes says breaking that stigma starts with visibility, seeing and hearing real stories from real people.
Doing stuff like this, being upfront and talking about it is one. We have our social media channels where we'll talk about men's health. Like in June, we had this whole video series with men where we asked men some questions like, what does men's mental health mean to you? When was the last time you cried? What do you do when you're not feeling okay? And so by putting men at the forefront of stories from real people, I think that's a game changer for sure.
Families and friends can also play a major role. Knowing what to look for could help save a life.
We teach them to look for three things. So what they say, how they feel, and what they do. So they can be talking about making statements of hopelessness. So there's no hope, I feel like a burden, I should just end it all. Then you have things that they're doing. So maybe they're withdrawing from activities that normally would bring them joy, or maybe they're giving away their possessions. It might be showing up in other ways like anger and irritability.
Guam Behavioral Health offers a range of services to support men, from outpatient counseling to crisis intervention and peer programs.
At Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, we offer a variety of different outpatient and inpatient services like counseling, therapy, social work. We have crisis intervention like the 988 Lifeline that people can call, text, or chat with. On top of that, we also have our rehabilitation services and peer support for those struggling with substance use issues. And then we also have our prevention services where we try to get ahead of the curve by going out into the community and offering free trainings for the community on how to recognize signs and symptoms of stuff like suicide or substance use, doing presentations at different community spaces or schools.
For Home, this work is personal. He knows firsthand what it feels like to struggle and to find hope again.
So there was a time, I recall I had like this really big breakdown. Yeah, I'll call it what it is. You know, I was going out, I was young, I was going out a lot, had a lot of friends, a lot more social connections than I'd say that I have now. But I've never felt so alone. And so I remember coming home, heading home from a night out, and I was just driving, windows down, music was playing, and I just started crying. And I didn't know what was wrong. I just started crying, pulled over to the side of the road, and it just felt like all the emotions that I felt bottled up in those feelings of isolation just kind of came out at once, and like I screamed and I yelled. I continued to struggle for a bit after that, feeling alone and still putting on this facade that everything's okay, and I'm sure a lot of men out there know we get really good at that. But I was able to find my light, and I found my wife. Finding my best friend and someone that I could open up with and talk to and really tell her how I feel, and her being able to listen and just sit there and not try to fix or not try to judge me.
It's that kind of understanding, being able to listen without judgment, that he hopes will help other men begin to heal. And before our interview ended, Home had a message he wanted to deliver directly to any man watching tonight who might be struggling in silence.
I know it's hard, right? I've gone through it. You're going through it. I can't imagine what it is you're even going through right now. I know it's not easy to open up and to let yourself be seen and to be heard, but sometimes the hardest choice to make is usually the right choice. Reaching out doesn't mean that you're weak, right? I think we confuse vulnerability with fragility, right? Being vulnerable means that we're putting our trust out there to the people that we're trying to connect with, and that is strength. And so please reach out, and if you feel like you don't have anyone to reach out to or that hope is lost, know that there is other help available out there. You can always call 988. You can always call Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. There are people that are here willing to listen to you and willing to help you.
If you or someone you know is struggling, help is always available. You can call or text 988 or contact the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center anytime. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. For The Hub, Movember to Remember, I'm Atsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Beyond the mustaches, Movember has a deeper message, encouraging men to take charge of their well-being. Here on Guam, where culture and family are everything, it's easy to put others before us and brush off our own health. Dr. John Taitano, an internist, joins us to share why it's so important for men to make their health a priority. Born and raised on Guam, Dr. John Ray Taitano's medical journey began with a promise to serve the people who believed in him.
The people of Guam, the government of Guam has sent us to medical school, paid for our education, so we're here paying back with service.
And after earning his doctorate of medicine from the University of Hawaii, he returned home to do just that.
The doctor's clinic has been here for 45 years. Since 1980, we opened our doors. and we've been very, very proud of serving the people of Guam.
Dr. Taitino says one of the biggest challenges in his decades of practice is getting men through the clinic doors before it's too late.
Many people, like I said, they don't get checked because they don't feel bad. And when they come in, we find out that they have diabetes, high cholesterol, and heart disease.
He adds that culture and societal expectations often play a role in this hesitation.
Men have the persona that they're tough, they're never going to get sick, they're indestructible. And the reality is a lot of wives